So should you be using a softbox or an LED panel? Well, that's what we're going to have a look at today. I'm Adrian Salisbury from the Pro Video Academy, and I help entrepreneurs to get over the hurdles of getting on video and get professional results like this. And in this video, we're specifically looking at lighting. Now, I've changed around a little bit recently. I was always using LED panels like I've got in front of me right now. I find them fantastic. They're small, they're convenient. You can put them up on light stands. They're pretty affordable. In the past, I've had these hung from ceilings on rails, or for other customers, we've actually had them mounted to the desk. So very versatile. One of the main benefits of them is that we can actually adjust the color temperature. And that's been a big deal because I've been encouraging people that the lights you've got here shouldn't be your only lights that you've got going on. I've always been trying to help people to just use the ambient light that they've already got in the room. I'm not talking about daylight, I'm talking about lights you've got on the ceilings, lamps around you. If it's lighting that you're working with at your desk, then we can use that in your videos. And so really the LED panels have been there just to fill in a bit and knock out shadows and things. And it's been really important that we can actually match in the color of these lights to the lighting that you've got going on in the room. But I have to say a couple of disadvantages really with these LED panels is firstly, the shadows that it creates like this for me as a glasses wearer. And if I lift my eyes up, they become quite strong. And they are a little bit intense shining down on me if they're too close into me like this. Now, I didn't really consider an alternative until last year, and I started dabbling with softboxes, and I've actually got a setup now where I've got this softbox sitting right above the camera, and let me just show you the difference. So at the minute, I've got two VILTROX LED panels in front of me. I work them off of a remote control. I can put them on separate channels if I want to. I've actually got another one that's behind me that's lighting up back there. I just find these really good. I know you can get other lights that will work off of apps you can download on your phone and things like that, but I think a physical remote control like this is really good. So let me just show you, if I first of all turn off that light behind me, just so that we can see exactly what we're getting. And if I change this one, you can see how much light that in this scenario now, I know I was just saying earlier about using the ambient light. In this scenario now, I've got nothing else on apart from these LED lights. So let's just see. Turn them off. As you can expect, just a little bit of glow off my monitor in front of me. So this is all coming off of these two LED panels. So what happens when I switch this over and we put the softbox on instead? This now is the light, as you can see, coming through from this softbox overhead. Notice that my shadows have pretty much gone. The sides, there's nothing there. There is a little bit around the bottom, and actually I could bring this light a little bit lower and help eliminate that. And I have to say this is a much nicer light to be looking into. So I don't feel that this is like having those headlights pointing at me. And the reason I've gone with this dome one, which we'll cover in another video, is that I find that this casts light around it as well. It isn't just all 100% coming forwards at me with a black space behind. So this Godox light with a Godox lantern has actually become my favorite. And again, the convenience of having all of that on one stand in front of me. I don't need now to have three different stands. These two can go, and I've just got one light overhead. I can bring back in now that light that I had behind me. And so this would be more the setup that I would use. So if you've got LED panels, you can still be using them and lighting up the background and doing things like that. And I do think there will be times when I want to change this around. Maybe I feel like I need to bring another light in from the side. Maybe I want a light that's going to shine back over my shoulder here. So very versatile. I'm certainly not going to be putting these away in a cupboard and not using them again, but I do like this softbox, and I think again, just to be able to mix around with these different lights can be really useful. Now, I'm not saying that this light is going to replace LED panels for everybody. As you'll see there, this is a pretty big light that I've got in front of me. So if space is a problem and you're backed up to a wall, you might not be able to get this thing in front of you. Or if you plan to stand, you might find that you don't have space above you to get this thing up. And as you can see, there's not a massive difference when I switch these over, going back between the LED panels and the softbox. And certainly if you're not wearing glasses, slightly different color temperature going on there, but less noticeable there. Now, I mentioned light reflection. So with glasses, when I'm looking up here and I'm catching, you can see these panels. I do have a film on these glasses that is designed to stop that glare, but it still picks it up a bit. So what happens with this big softbox? Well, actually, it just because it is a bigger, softer light, doesn't seem to catch the same way. You can see it up there, but it doesn't look as obvious as having two squares pointing at me. So several reasons there why I've chosen this. This is now part of my current equipment setup, and I think it's pretty reasonably priced, so I would encourage you to have a go at it and try it and see what you think to it. Now I've chosen this dome here, and we have put another video together where I show you the difference between this and a regular softbox, and we've already done a little series where we pulled a whole load of softboxes out, different shapes and sizes, and compared them for you as well. I'll put a link to all of those. Check out the description. We've got plenty of videos on lighting. Really keen to help you. Let us know in the comments, is this helpful? Any questions that you've got about it? We'd love to really come back to you and just make sure we're supporting you with all this. So it goes without saying, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get a notification every time we post up a new video. Thanks so much. I'll see you in one of those other videos.